I actually filmed this video earlier in the week and I wasn't happy with how it came out. I hadn't slept the night before. I was stilted. I'm still new at this thing. And ironically, I I was struggling to find the time to re-record it. And then this morning, I realized I could do two things at once. I could go to the woods, to the water, where I'm always attracted in the spring, and I could talk to you guys. So that's what I'm gonna do today. So here's the thing about time management. Ironically, it's not about managing your time at all. Or at least that's not the foundation of time management. I've tried all sorts of time management tricks. I've tried Kanban boards, bullet journaling, time blocking, Einstein matrices. I've tried them all separately, in combination, and after a while, I would just stop. They wouldn't work for me. Something happened, or something didn't happen, and I just got bored of it. And what I discovered is that time management is actually about managing three other things. It's about managing your energy, your mind, and your motivation. And once you have those three things in mind, your time just kind of falls into place. I'm going to walk while we talk because there's nothing more that I like than walking in the woods with friends. So we're going to do that, and you'll have to pardon the stream noises and the crunching snow and the birds or whatever else decides to join us today. Like whatever that was. But yeah, so energy management. These are your roots. This is your foundation. Energy management includes the things that we all know to do, but don't do. It's one of those things that's simple, but not easy. This is sleeping enough for your body. Figure out how much sleep you need. Get it. This includes feeding your body the food that it likes. This includes getting exercise. Anything that you need to do to manage your energy, do it. And this will help you manage your time. If you're tired, you're not going to get much done. For those of you with chronic illness or chronic pain, it's extra important that you take care of yourself first before you worry about productivity. If you've never heard of the energy spoon theory, look it up. That can be helpful in trying to decide how to manage your energy if you have chronic pain or chronic illness. I just reached the top of the hill, so I'm gonna take a break for a minute and sit down and talk, so I'm not out of breath while we're talking so much. Here, take a look at where I am, the beauty of this place. Actually, this is a good time to say that included in energy management, although it may be in the other areas as well, is how you spend your time. Are you only doing tasks that suck the energy out of you? Or are you putting in bits of play in there? Are you putting in moments of joy, even if they're just moments? And if you're not, how can you put more of those into your day? How can you do more of the stuff that feeds you, that nourishes you? That's why I'm here today, if you can't tell already. Once you've got the basics with your body in place, you're sleeping well, you're eating well, you're doing stuff that feeds you metaphorically, feeds your soul, then you can move on to the mind. You've put down your roots, and now it's time to grow your trunk, if we're going to keep with the metaphor. This is the what I consider the longest and hardest part of time management, mind management. And this includes a lot of things. It includes managing your expectations, managing your satisfaction level, managing how you speak to yourself. Mind management also includes knowing yourself. And this is a little about your energy management as well, but knowing, are you a night owl? Are you an early riser? Knowing how you work. A few years ago, I took a couple personality tests. The most influential and long-lasting of which was the Clifton Strengths test and Gretchen Rubin's 4 Tendencies. And these helped me figure out how I worked and helped me see my strengths and how what I thought was a weakness was actually a strength. For example, I am really not good at thinking on my feet. I need time to think about something before I can do it. I thought that was a weakness for so many years, but I've actually seen how I can turn it into a strength now that I know that it's one of my strengths. This also includes therapy, or if you're not inclined to go to therapy, figuring out what tools you can use when you're down. If you haven't even begun to manage your mind and you don't know where to start on this part of the tree, don't worry about it. I'm going to be talking about that a lot on this channel. It's something that fascinates me and I come back to again and again and again and again and again. The last part of this very protracted metaphor is motivation management. This is just important as all the rest, but will only work if you have your body and your mind in a place that is manageable. I'm starting to think motivation management is where it all comes together. For so many years, I willed myself into doing things, but I can't do it forever, and eventually I break. So lately I've been learning how to use motivation management in my life. This includes a combination of extrinsic and intrinsic motivation. First, if I want to get something done, I find the intrinsic motivation for it. What makes me most excited about this project? And when I'm struggling to find that intrinsic motivation, I move to extrinsic motivation. So lately I found this website called For the Words, and it's basically a role player game that rewards you for number of words written. So you choose a monster, and each monster is worth a certain number of words, and they drop items and you go on a quest. And apparently I am a secret gamer girl who doesn't game, but I have written more words in the past 2 weeks than I have in the past 2 months. It's working right now, and I will use it as long as it works. If you know that you do better meeting other people's expectations than you do your own, you might set up a system where you have an accountability buddy and you're accountable to that person. You might test whether you work better in the morning or the evening, and really test that. Don't just assume. I thought I could never wake up at 5 a.m. to write, but there were a few months there where I woke up every day at 5 a.m. and that was the thing that was motivating me, and I got a lot of pleasure out of it. And I will talk about that in another video as well. So when you've got your body and your mind just a little bit managed, it doesn't have to be all the way managed. We're not aiming for perfection here. But when you get them a little bit managed, you want to ruthlessly seek your motivation. I like to phrase that as ruthlessly seeking out joy. Find the pockets of joy in whatever you're doing and go there. Can we just pause a minute, because this is so cool and I just want to show you what I'm looking at. I wasn't talking to you. Get some bug. Has carved passageways in there, but it almost looks like art. I truly believe that all three of these are necessary in order to tackle time management, in order to be a truly productive person. And then once you have all three of those in line, you can think about using the systems like GTD or Kanban or whatever system strikes your fancy, and they might actually be useful. I hope you enjoyed this little walk in the woods with me. I really liked doing it this way. Let me know what you struggle with most when it comes to time management. And if you heard anything in this video that you'd like to hear more about below. I hope you have a joyful and productive week. I'm Sarah. This is Sarah Sanity. See you next time.